you're a partner in the cybersecurity practice for digital payments. Where does your career go now?
Well,
besides getting a raise from Ernst & Young. That's not
well, I think, so consulting is an interesting world. The repeat. Hi, my name is Adriana.
Gliga-Belavic, Partner, Cybersecurity and Privacy for PwC Canada.
As part of my payments background, so I've been involved with some of the largest payment card security breaches. My first chance after school, that's very interesting. So I was one of the 3 women in my engineering class. And that's actually a really funny story. So I was doing my thesis for end of university, and I didn't have a printer. So I had everything typed on the computer. I didn't have a printer. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to wander and see where our company, organizations that might be willing to print a thesis for a student. So I went into this little company and I asked them to print my thesis, and they did for free. And after that, I just decided, you know what, I should go talk to the owner of the company. And I went and I said, well, you know, I'm Adriana, I'm just finishing engineering, I'm really interested in computers, and I would like to work for your organization. I was really nicely surprised of how friendly the people were and helpful, and they wanted to you know, help me with my thesis. And he said, sure, you start on Monday. And that was my story. I even had a job before I got my diploma for finishing my university.
What's it like being a woman in cybersecurity?
For a long time, it was very, I'm missing the word, lonely. I was the only woman in the team, the only woman in the room when we met with the clients or even within our own team.
So what was it like being the only woman in the room?
It was tough. You felt that you need to be more prepared, more knowledgeable about anything you do and anything you say.
So did it actually make you better?
Well, I think I was always kind of a perfectionist, so I liked to be the best I could at anything I do, and that played into the cybersecurity and what we do in cybersecurity. But also I think it was stressful because you felt that you always need to be your best. So I was involved with one of the large FI organizations in the US. I think what was very interesting as we were going through the fact that they had to respond to the breach was I would say chaos that was around the organization. Nobody knew what they are supposed to do. So when we got in, we really had to work with them to put some parameters around how they are going to address it, how they are going to communicate to the public, to the regulators, but also how they are going to look at identifying how it happened and taking measures to prevent it from happening again. So I think one of the lessons learned from that will be that, you know, organizations really need to be prepared to respond to incidents, because it's, you know, like everybody is talking about these days, it's not a matter of if, but when it's going to happen. And organizations keep thinking that, oh, what do they have to be the target? But sometimes you are just the weakest link, and you could be breached without even being a target.
I'm going to make a request to our timekeeper if we can add 5 minutes. I know that we're going to run into the break for a little bit, but I just want one of our panelists to be able to address that around a program that your company might have sponsored for leadership and something that you might be doing either through your company or on the side to encourage women in cybersecurity, but also in leadership and mentoring. So we've got 5 minutes have been added. Who wants to tackle that one?
I'll start it.
All right.
So, I'm fortunate enough that I'm part of an organization that recognized this early on. I am one of the people, alumni of the Women in Leadership program at PwC, which was designed to create the awareness, create the opportunities for women to actually find a path towards the top. So because I was involved in that, I think it became to me more like a responsibility of paying it forward. So because of that, I decided that I need to take ownership of bringing that to the cybersecurity team as well. And I mentioned before, 2005, I was the only woman in the team. We have 25 women in our team today.
Oh.